Now joined by Honorable Priscilla Nyokabi. She is a commissioner with the National Gender and Equality Commission. It's fantastic to have you with us on this Tuesday morning. I'm going to begin with you since you're already here. And
just before you do, there's something I wanted us to take a look at. That is the comments by Wafula Chebukati. We were talking about the conversation of Mariga's clearance, and you said clearly that it is unfair to allow a candidate to register away from Kibra, but voters in Kibra cannot register because the register has been closed. And he says that once an applicant has gone through the process, the regulations are that he's deemed registered. The absence of name in the KIMS kit is not conclusive that the complainant registered outside window of Kibra. The provisions of just a moment. The provisions of election is exclusive on the area of the by-election, so it does not affect any other constituency. That's according to Wafula Chebukati. Also says that we conclude that Mariga is duly registered as a voter, and the decision of the returning officer of Kibra constituency is set aside. So that's the legal position according to Wafula Chebukati. And Priscilla Nyokabi, what's your take? Is it fair that the registration is closed in Kibra, but a candidate can register elsewhere and come and vie in Kibra?
I think that's a very difficult law that the IEBC has introduced, and they're going to really suffer with it, because this is not the only by-election we're going to see. And so I think they might have to look at the precedent they are setting. What does it mean that you lock out the people in Kibra, but a candidate can go and register in another place and be on the register? So there's a bit of law there that they have introduced that is going to give them a hard time going forward. But then the politics of it is you know, can you represent people whose constituency you are not even a member of, and that's up to the people of Kibra. It happens not just here. I mean, even in the West, New York, Hillary Clinton had the same problem when she was vying in New York, because she wasn't always from New York. So it's luckily with political situations, although the law looks like it didn't work properly, the political situation will correct itself. The people of Kibra will have to answer these questions.
And like she says, that interpretation is going to put IEBC in a quagmire, because I just want to see the people who are going to turn up with notification slips and will be sent away that they are not in the register, that they can't vote. Now they must be allowed to vote. And remember, those notification slips, like I'm telling you, did not have any security, whatever surrounding them. But so I can.
But they wouldn't register in Kibra currently, because registration there is closed.
No, people who
is suspended rather.
I'm talking about people who between 2017, because the last register was in 2017, who've been registering as voters, but have not found themselves in the register because IEBC has no money, but they are holding notification slips. Now, when they come with those notification slips, IEBC has no choice but to allow them to vote. How are they going to determine that those people actually registered?
And the legal document is the register. Yes, it's not what you have. It's the register. That
and
is
it's one voters register, not two. Remember, in the last issue after the general election, there was that issue of how many voter registers do we have? You know, because some people are implying that there are two. There's a black book. There's only one voter register. And if you are not in that register, you are not a registered voter.
Okay.
Just before we leave, it's just the question of IEBC as well as a commission. I mean, you know, with 3 commissioners instead of the requisite quorum, it just calls to attention that there's a problem with IEBC that needs to be resolved.